Hey, what's up everybody? Owen Pye here. Welcome back to the Laughing Dad channel. We just hit 100, wait, no, that's not it. We hit 1,000, we hit 1,000 subscribers. I wanna say thank you so much for that. This video, I just wanna talk about kind of quickly what it's like using a dumb phone as we're going into 2025. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there right now starting new resolutions, trying to ditch their smartphone addictions. And here's some ways that I would recommend for anyone out there looking to be more intentional with their time and with their technology, some steps that I would take. So let's get into it. Number one, if you can get away from a smartphone altogether and go to a dumb phone, I would highly recommend it. A flip phone like this, 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Pop your SIM card in there. Make sure that your towers or your cell phone provider will work with a phone like this. But literally 20 bucks is the entry point to get into a dumb phone. If you're sure you like that, or you're sure you know that you want to go that direction more full time, you can jump into something like this. This is the Light Phone 2. It's $299 from the Light Phone team, and I'll link down in the description. They also have a Light Phone 3 coming out in February, and that phone has even more bells and whistles, but still considered a dumb phone in my opinion. But it's a little more sophisticated, a little more sleek, a little more intentionally designed, and I think that phone will actually last a long time. This phone has been out for over 5 years, still has great support, still highly recommend this device. So whether you have a smartphone or a dumb phone, doesn't really matter. The concepts in this video will apply to anyone looking to be more minimalistic in their approach to these types of technology. So step number one is having a place in your home where your phone lives. So when you get home from work or home from school, you plug your phone into an area of your home where it lives, and then you know that's where I make calls, that's where I make texts. If I need to take the phone outside, I can. If I need to go into a quiet place, I can and make a phone call. But that's the default spot. It doesn't go with you throughout the house. It doesn't live with you all the time. Think of it like a landline from the 90s or earlier, where you have to go to that spot to make the phone call. That's step one. Step two is deleting any and all games, social networking, email, anything like that off of your smartphone, or again, going to a dumb phone that doesn't do that stuff already. That is huge for getting all of the clicking and the addictions away from your mind. And then you're thinking, but Owen, I still need to have some of these tools. Great. The next step is finding those spaces in your home or your space, your apartment, your bedroom, where you're like, this is where I'm going to set up my workstation. And this space is where I do the tasks and the emails and the calendars that I need to do. I highly recommend having tools in place like Asana or some sort of project management tool that you can use in your personal life and your work life. Another big recommendation is a good calendar tool. Obviously, Google Calendar is kind of the most known one. There's others out there. If you do go to a dumber phone, they do have tools out there like Zapier or Airtable, things that can kind of help automate some things so that you don't feel so out of the loop. We can get into that in another video. So then you're going to be left with making that station to do your work in, and I highly recommend only doing work in that space. So if you do your gaming and your reading or your cooking, whatever, like trying to make those places a little bit more separate to help your brain contextualize those things. I've been using these tools to help kind of this experience. One of the things I've been using is a camera. I've got a couple of them. This is the paper shoot camera, which we could do a whole video about these guys because they just went out of business, unfortunately. There's also one called Camp Snap, and it's kind of a offline camera, no screen. You can also just get a freaking film camera or a digital camera and have that as a separate thing from your smartphone. Another big win is having a little journal device like this. This is just a moleskin. Actually, it's called Van Pad. These are like 10 bucks on Amazon for like 2 of these. And I like it because it has the spot for the pen in there. I keep this in my back pocket and I can jot stuff down throughout the day. Another big thing you're probably going to need to invest in is something like a GPS, designated GPS tool. I use a Garmin in my car, and then if an emergency happens and I don't have the ability to use the Garmin or find the address, I do keep in my glove box a smartphone so that I can look up any sort of addresses, or if I, God forbid, have to call AAA or use, like, look up my insurance, things like that. I do have that on that device, but I don't have that with me. It's off in a glove box. I still have a charging cable in there so I can pull it out if I need to. But otherwise, all that stuff is kind of decentralized. Another tool I have on my desk here is a Remarkable. This has become my note-taking tool of choice. It's great for taking notes, typing notes. Those are some ways that I would recommend kind of decentralizing your phone in 2025. What are some ways that you would do it? I would love to hear in the comments below. Again, thank you so much for the 1,000 subscribers. I love you guys. We'll see you this year. Love you.